Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War one day until next campaign stream. Though of course, final day of Vault Weekend, we still have like 7 hours left. Gonna be grinding that out, getting our last little bit in. I wasn't able to get nearly as many verses today as I was hoping. I think we're only at like 12 or 13 right now. So we're actually gonna dip under 10, so I definitely bare minimum need to make sure I go grind up that later tonight. But aside from that, we're going to be finishing up all the things, getting our vault grind, opening enough pluses till we have 300 vault keys. You know, pretty much all the standard Vault Weekend related things. But before we do, we have a lot of things to go over. Also, sorry about the delay. I actually ended up picking up some Wendy's because I just got like a random craving for it. I haven't had it in like a month or two. So I ended up just picking up some Wendy's, and it took me way longer to eat and get here than I thought it would. So, yeah, I just finished eating that. But I'm nice and stuffed now, so I won't get hungry. But anyways, let's start getting into things. Also, let me say all the hellos first before we go over the long list of things, as we do have a new campaign next week. Also, hello, Bill Warhammer. Yes, I will be discussing the PvP rework that technically happened last week on the Monday video. We technically did it on stream, but I didn't really cover like a separate video for it. I will be mentioning some things in regard to it on next week's Monday, as it's basically the first day that is fully initialized. Because when they ended up doing it like midway through the week earlier, they said it could take like a week or two before it's like, you know, it fully affects like all the newer teams and everything. Obviously, we've already been seeing that to quite a degree, but it should be fully working as of Monday, hopefully. But we already see it obviously in game. Most of it's is as is. Also, thank you Solitary for the gifted sub. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Looks like Bill got it too. Nice. Hello, yeah. Hello, Bill. Hello, Solitary. Hello, Sani. Hello, Defiance. Hello, Bill. Let's see. Oh, what's this? Oh, did they do journey event changes? We'll need to talk over that too. Wait, is it actually mentioned on the post? I didn't actually look at the post. I do have it open now. Journey event changes we have listed. Okay, did they mention that on the post? I'll read it off the post then when we get to it. Otherwise I'll check the forum post on it. I said, hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Fall. Let's see. Any news on Guild Wars? Oh, the Guild Wars is being completely overhauled and scrapped. Not scrapped, but it's being completely recoded. Which we kind of already inferred would probably happen. But yeah, they got to recode it completely from the ground up, as it's pretty dated. And it needs to be completely scrapped and redone to be able to function. Hello, Frank. Hello, Ginky. Hope you've been feeling better. Hello, let's see. Hello, yeah. Hello, Bill. Hello, who Vanessa? Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Alcoholic. How have I been? I've been doing pretty good. Hello, Sushi Ninja. And hello, everyone else. Okay, so where should we start? Let's go with the official post. I want to check real quick. Did they actually mention journey changes? Oh, they did. Okay, let's start with this. This is the juicy part. Hold on. This is what we all want to know. Okay, I have not read this yet, by the way. We have listened to player feedback and reviewed the event data from the last 2 journey events and decided to nerf them even further. No. They will now cost 20 mana cost to create 1 gem. No. And decided to make another change to the level of journey event bosses, which appear every 5 battles. Oh, are they just making the battles easier rather than making the troops better? Oh, that's a sad change. Let's see. That was still a good one. We have changed them from getting 8 levels higher to 6 levels higher each time. This is to slow down how fast the battle difficulty increases in the event as players progress. This should be also a further 10% decrease in difficulty. Battles will still give the same amount of miles as before. Okay, so they basically just redid level scaling, is what they ended up doing here. But they did not buff the journey troops. The journey troops are still just as nerfed as they were. So that's unfortunate. I was hoping they would get like a extra gem spawn or 2 or something. But yeah, the journey troops are still useless. It's just the journey event itself is going to be slightly less annoying. But it really comes down to what teams we have available on the given week. Surprised they didn't lower it to like +5 levels or something. I still feel like, because I think it was like 10 or 12 before. Then it got lowered to 8 and now it got lowered to 6. But I think they could lower that to 5. Or even lower to that. Oh, they just need to buff the journey troops. So yeah, it looks like journey troops are still nerfed into the ground, unfortunately. But the journey event is slightly easier now. Is what ends up ultimately happening. I wonder what people are mentioning about it on the forum, because that's not an ideal change. It's better than nothing. But it doesn't fix the journey troops are basically dead content still. But anyways, let's see everything else we're getting this week. So, we have the Which Way event, which is coming out in like, what, 6 hours? 6.5? Oh, I love this troop art. I just love the design for like a mage kind of thing. I'm not sure why. When I see glasses on it, the first thing I think of is like Harry Potter as well. I was never into Harry Potter. Actually, I had a couple friends because I never saw any of the Harry Potter movies. Made me watch the very first movie. It was okay. I don't really understand the popularity of Harry Potter. But this is a pretty good mage design, I do have to say. Let's see. For Karkaroff. Oh yeah, Karkaroff reaches 30 star tomorrow, by the way. But it's locked behind a $5 weapon if you didn't get it in the past for free. Luckily, we got it ages ago for free. But I believe you need Staff of Madness or whatever it is. It's this weapon right here. If we go to, because it currently requires you to own every Karkaroff weapon, including the one coming out tomorrow. Oh wait, I still have this saved to, Karkaroff? Oh, to, Darkstone? Let's save it to Karkaroff tomorrow. Yeah, if I go to weapons, go to, Karkaroff. If I could ever get Kingdom. But it requires having every single Karkaroff weapon, including a new one. In the future, you'll be able to get another, Karkaroff weapon. But as it currently stands, it requires every single one of these plus the one coming out tomorrow. And the one that a lot of people might not have is Staff of Madness. This came out, I believe, in 2015. And it was available for free. Like, it was like 80 glory or 300 glory or something. Maybe 1,000 glory. I forget what it was scaled to those days. Whatever it was pretty easy to get. But in the current state of the game, it's $5 money locked. Which means it is currently money locked to max out Karkaroff. Though in all fairness, most people don't have the purple deeds to end up upgrading both. And by both, I mean Darkstone and Karkaroff. I'm still like 12 short or something, even if we converted every writ into it. So we still have a little ways to go before we can even get it. But the other thing that might bottleneck you, even if you do, is you might not have Staff of Madness. And currently, the only way to get it is $5. There's no other way if you don't currently have it, even though it was available basically for free in the past. And then all the other weapons, but the other weapons shouldn't be that hard, especially on an event week, to end up getting them. It's mostly the Staff of Madness being technically money locked that could make it a little bit harder. Or impossible until they add another weapon to the place at a later point. But anyways, it is still technically 30 starable as of tomorrow. Anyways, what does this troop do? He's the Pathfinder, so he deals standard Pathfinder things. He deals a bunch of damage to an enemy, and then creates a bunch of purple gems boosted by Mystic Allies. Not much of a use case for this. Main one that comes to mind is, I believe... Oh, but she technically needs red, not purple. Even though she uses purple, the first thing that comes to mind with this is Queen Titania. If I'm not mistaken, Queen Titania is a Mystic. Queen T. Yeah, she's Fey Mystic. The problem with this is she needs reds for her extra turn. Even though she uses purple mana to cast, she needs 13 plus red for extra turn. So, I'm not sure this gets much use case then. Because what Mystic is good that uses purple? Because every good Mystic I can think of uses a different color. Because Queen Titania is technically red, even though she does use purple. If I go under Mystic... Because let's see, we have Beatrix. Beatrix uses green blue. Like the best mystics that are currently out there are things like, oh, I guess you could do a Vespera team. Or Vespera, Sycorax, Queen Titania, somewhere's in there. Beatrix, Queen Titania, Queen Zachi. That's pretty much it. There's like a few utility troops here and there. But let's now bring it down to purple. Also, this is probably our restriction for tomorrow, by the way, as well. Our restriction for tomorrow, I believe, are purple mystics. So this is what we have to use, which is kind of unfortunate. Because under the mythic category, we don't have much. Under legends, we have Queen Titania. Is this literally just run Queen Titania week? The team is going to be him, 2 Queen Titanias, and Hero running a purple weapon. That's the entire team. Like, what else do you run? Because I forgot, we can't even use Sycorax or anything. He's not purple. Vespera is way too slow. Though it could be okay at the higher scaled battles. But at the lower scale, it's way too slow to bother using. But yeah, so literally it's going to be a Queen Titania spam. Like, you use like 2 Queen Titanias in your team. The troop you have to use, the new Journey guy. That one major we just saw. And then use Hero to tank with whatever weapon you want to use. Yeah, that's pretty much the team. There isn't even really anything else you can run. But there kind of are. Like Azura and stuff like that. But, yeah, there's not much here. I guess you have Skull Spam, but that won't really be that useful. If anything, the enemy will get more value from it than you will eventually. Yeah, we do not have much to use at all. That's unfortunate because he's nerfed into the ground too. So it's going to be hard to use a Journey Troop as one of our main damage sources. Because we'd basically be using him as one of our main mana accumulators. I guess technically we could do it off a hero. Off of some kind of purple weapon. Because we're kind of going to have to have like a mana accumulation hero weapon. And just use double Queen Titania as our entire damage source. with a little bit of pokes from the Mystic guy occasionally. But yeah, it's pretty much going to be one of the only strategies. Him, 2 Queen Titanias, and hero weapon is mana accumulation. There isn't really too much else we can run with that selection. If we had Mystic, that would make it so easy because Beatrix auto-win. But the fact that you also have the purple restriction makes that kind of clunky. Interesting. Oh, I saw something in chat. I didn't see the thing, though. Hello, Cookie! Let me read back. You tested on Discord chat for Powered yesterday? We're all good? Nice. Oh, yeah, I still need to check that thing. Could you send me the, like, the link to get there? Or to the exact post that you're referring to on your thing? I'm not sure if you can do that with Discord. But if you can, let me know. Then you go check it. Let's see. Then there's Cookie. Hello, Sonny. Hello. Just reading back in chat. Apparently, I missed a bunch of what I was doing. Yep, 30-star character off as of tomorrow. Though it does require having every weapon, which is the hard part. Well, actually, the harder part is 28. You have to 30-star to place. That's actually going to be the hardest part, especially if you already did Darkstone. Will we be able to purchase Staff of Madness tomorrow? Yes. You will be able to purchase Staff of Madness all week tomorrow for $5. Is that worth it? It's really up to you. Keep in mind, if you already upgraded Darkstone, you likely do not have the purple deeds to even 30-star Karkaroff. And by the time they have another Karkaroff event, there's a good chance we're already going to have another weapon, making it so you don't need to spend $5. So I would only do that if you really want the kingdom upgraded and you already have everything you need to upgrade it, with the main bottleneck being purple deeds. If you're not in that camp, I would just wait, because you can't even 30-star anyways. So no need to get Staff of Madness. But yes, it is available all week on any Karkaroff event. Will we be getting purple deeds again? I'm not sure if we're getting purple deeds next season. We have a yellow gem, I believe, for next season. So we are likely getting yellow deeds, if I had to guess, for the season pass and everything. I forget how many you get from that. But yeah, we're almost guaranteed going to be getting yellow, not purple. But you never know. Maybe the journey event will be purple. Actually, I didn't think about that. Hold up. This is a purple journey event troop. We're probably getting 2 purple deed books tomorrow. Well, not directly tomorrow, but, you know, on the journey event, we're probably going to get the 6 or 10 purple deeds plus 2 purple deed books or whatever you get from a journey. I forget off the top of my head. But yeah, I didn't think about that. We're probably getting some purple deed books from this. It's not going to be enough, necessarily, to get you all the way to upgrade, but it'll be one step closer. But yeah, I didn't think about that. So yeah, definitely make sure to do the journey. Even if you're boycotting journey, at least do journey up to purple deeds. Because there's almost guaranteed double purple deed book in there. So if you are in the boycott journey camp, though technically they did rework journey, but not that much. But yeah, definitely at least get the 2 purple deed books, because there's almost guaranteed going to be the case. Anyways, the actual glory troop we're getting in this guy, Book of Witches, curses 2 random enemies and summons a random mystic. It is completely useless. I don't see any circumstance where you're ever going to use this. Song of Darkness, summons a dark storm to start a battle. Oh no, there's better ways of doing that. But yeah, it's not going to get used. Next, we have ourselves this Explodey weapon for Karkaroff. This is the weapon actually needed, so that Karkaroff has enough weapons to reach 30-star. It's the reason why you need every weapon from Karkaroff, is this is the last weapon you need to have all weapons. It deals damage to an enemy, boosted by purple allies and mystic allies, aka useless. And we already read this. Basically what they're doing to journey events is instead of it scaling up by 8 every single time, it's scaling up by 6. This does not fix journey troops, but it does make the scaling of journey events less annoying. However, journey troops are still just as nerfed into the ground as they have been. So that, unfortunately, has not changed. Was there anything to show here? Oh, yeah, the Bounty Hunter troop, I think, is what I wanted to show here. But as far as the Bounty Hunter troop is concerned, we have this little guy. Actually, can I open a new tab? Open a new tab. There we go. So, this guy. We have the Cariboa. Cariboa. Oh, actually, yeah, that's well, gosh, what's that one animal called? It's a gosh, why can't I remember its name? It starts with Caribi. Caribou? Yeah, isn't Cariboa a name of an animal? But anyways, we're getting this guy on Friday for Bounty Hunter. It creates 8 green gems and it summons 0 to 3 of himself. Kind of interesting. I don't think we've ever had... well, that's a somewhat new mechanic. I don't think we've ever had something that can summon 0 as an option. So basically, it's a 25% chance he doesn't summon anything. And then a 25% chance per number as well. For 1, 2, or 3. But yeah, there's a 25% chance he summons 0. I don't think we've ever had this mechanic before. We've had things that had conditional summons, but never a 0 to X number summon before. So that's kind of funny. That's technically a new mechanic, though not particularly relevant. But yeah, he's useless, unfortunately. But hey, he's infinite tank. But there's already better ways to do that. Plus, he creates green, but doesn't use green himself. If he did, he'd be a little bit better. But Okra's is still better because you do a ton of mana accumulation into yourself, while also, you know, feeding your whole team. But, yeah, you have to use them next bounty. But then he's never going to get used again, like many bounty troops. But it is required to use them on your team for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday bounty hunter this weekend. Or, you know, next weekend. But, yeah, okay. So that's everything coming in through that. However, we do have a couple other things. Of course, we have the start of the campaign. And we should be getting a new, like, angel gem thing. Let's see. Well, let's just go over these real quick. So, next week is the 25th. So, we have Under Spire. This will be for Karkaroff. So, you'll have the access to the entirety of Karkaroff for that. Journey event, we already went over. It's Purple Mystic. You're likely just spamming Queen Titania until you win. And just using mana accumulation around it. Though, do make sure to use the new Mystic guy because he gives you double points. Actually, triple points. I forgot if you fully max him. So definitely make sure to max him. It's not like some of the other events where you can get away with not maxing it. You actually do have to for this event to get the full bonus. Whereas something like raids or invasions, you don't actually have to upgrade them at all to get the full bonus. But for Journey and Bounty Hunter this week, you do. So do be mindful of that. You can't just set it on your team and get full bonus. You actually have to be Mystic, or, you know, Mythic, I mean, and fully max. Or as far as you can get it. But anyways, faction, we have, guess what's that place called? The Dungaroff for Karkaroff. Not really too relevant with that one. Wednesday, we have ourselves Pet Rescue for the Easter pet, since we have Easter this weekend. We have the Garlamb, which is a lamb with garland on it. Got this little guy. Even has a bunch of Easter eggs on him. We have this guy coming in on Wednesday as the Easter 2024 pet. We do have an Easter pet to hand out, by the way. I'll be handing it out, not this guy, but one of the old ones. I don't remember which, but one of the old Easter pets we'll be handing out on Easter itself. So that night we'll be doing that. But as far as the in-game this year Wednesday one, that is this Wednesday. Anyways, aside from that, Thursday, pretty standard class event, nothing relevant there. Sorcerer, it's not bad, it's not good. Very rarely used. It's Archmagus is almost always better. And then Friday, as we already mentioned, the Bounty Hunter troop that creates the grain and summons itself. Nothing too special there, but pretty much plays as Bounty Hunter always does. And we also have the start of the next campaign. With the start of the next campaign, wait. Why did the troop not show up there? Oh, because we don't have a troop immediately. But we can kind of see some of the troops. If we go over to troop spoilers, we should be able to see them through the campaign because they should have the new mechanic. I forgot how long we have to wait until we get the first one. Where is it? How far do we have to go? It's hard to tell which one of these is actually from the campaign or not. Let's see. What was that one new gem called? Wasn't it called like Angel Gem or something? See if we can find them here, otherwise we'll see them in game tomorrow. Isn't it called like Angel Gem? Yeah, Angel Gem. Okay, yeah, that's definitely it. That's the tarot card for next season. Let's see. Let's look at some of the things that create Angel Gems. I don't think we currently know definitively what it does, but we can kind of infer that it is probably Bless. It is absurdly likely to be Bless. So similar to how we have Cursed Gem, this is basically the same thing for Bless. And it's almost guaranteed yellow. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. Actually, we actually know for sure it is because this guy is yellow. So yeah, it's a yellow gem that likely just blesses a random ally when taken. Or the enemy can take it, obviously, if they do it. But it's basically a blessed gem, most likely. Anyways. Unless it's going to revive a random ally, which would be funny. Highly doubt that. Especially since this says explode all angel gems. So yeah, it definitely seems like it's a bless. So let's see what a couple of these do. This one is a mythic. This I assume is the season pass mythic. Based on when it's coming out. It explodes all angel gems. Deals magic +1 damage to all enemies, boosted by undead and daemon enemies. Oh no! Oh no! Did they just re-release Fallen Valdis, but in reverse? Oh no! It does have a better final trait though. But this is Fallen Valdis in reverse. Remember the worst mythic in the game? It just got a re-release, but with the opposite counter. Oh no! Though it has a way better final trait, though. It creates one angel gem at the start of every turn, which might be a little bit of a redeeming quality. But yeah, it's Fallen Valdis, but the other way around, but with a better final trait. That's really funny. It's inverse Fallen Valdis. That's really, really funny. I'm not sure if that will have much of a use case. Well, obviously, Fallen Valdis is one of the worst mythics in the game. But it does have Undead and Daemon, so if there's ever like a heavy team based on that, if Daemon ever gets 50% mana start, could maybe come into play. But yeah, I don't see this ever having a use case. That's pretty bad. And one angel gem per turn, it's not going to be enough to make up for how bad it is. No, fallen Valdis, not flying Valdis. Anyways, yeah, that's probably the mythic we're getting from the campaign, unfortunate. And what's this other one? Oh, we don't even know what it's going to do. Oh, that's actually probably not even from the campaign thingy. That's weird. We don't see any other troops that have the angel gem coming throughout the season. Are the ones from the season pass the only one? That's kind of weird if so. Normally during the season we get other troops that have it. But so far it seems to only be on Terror card and the mythic that's in the season pass. Unless they're planning on shoving some in there. Because there are some to be determined in there. Which maybe those are the ones that are going to have in, the angel gem on them. But yeah, as of currently, it seems like only 2 troops are going to get that new mechanic. That's kind of unfortunate. The new, like, gimmick for next season. I assume we're getting more than that. It must be all the 2 to be determined troops or something. Because that'd be weird if all of them are only from the campaign pass. And they're not even good either. The 2 we've seen so far are pretty useless. Man, anyways, let's start playing. Let's get through all dailies, and then we'll just do Volk Grind the rest of the time. And get to our nice solid 300 as we always do. Alright, where should we even start? We're already here. Let's get a dungeon. Top 3? Top 3? Oh, guess the door? Oh! We get to start with guess that door. Oh, it was a joke? Oh, okay. I thought I just, like, super mispronounced that. I wasn't sure. Let's see. Let me go do, start a poll. You know what time it is. And we'll hand out an extra code if we get it as well. We'll hand out 2 tonight or 3 if we get the guess the door correct. Guess that door. Your favorite game show, randomly. Of guess that door. We really need to get a special graphic and everything for it. Like a really flashy promo ad thing that you would see. That just runs for like 5 or 10 seconds every single time we get a guess the door. But anyways, let's go take our 2 fights. Let's see. What am I even looking for here? I'll just run, you know what we're running. Is it even in question what team we're about to click on? Oh, a lot of votes for 5 today. That is a really high amount of 5 votes. Like, so high, I might as well just click it right now. Like, it's so high, it's impossible for the other ones to win. Even if we let it run a little longer. Let's see if we get it off of 5. Alright, well, it's time. I would let the poll go on a little bit longer, but, 5 is so definitively leading right now. No one's voting 4. It must be 4. 4 has, like, 2 votes. But yeah, it is so overwhelmingly 5. I have never seen this. That's after saying that, and people started voting for some other ones. But even after that, it's still, like, 2/3 5. So yeah, we gotta go for 5. Oh! Oh! It was 5. Oh, here it goes. There you go. Here's the first redeem code. We'll have another 2 in a little bit. But yeah, there you go. We have won guess the door. When you're doing dungeon, you got the same upper row and thought 5 must be correct, but you misclicked on 4 and it was 5. Oh no! Yeah, they tried to get rid of patterns, but there are definitely patterns when it comes to dungeons. But it's more fun to play guess the door. But even though they were trying to fix like the RNG of them, there's definitely still some kind of weird RNG. Or there's some patterns where it prioritizes over other patterns. But, I don't know, it's more fun to do guess the door. Anyways, we got our 120 Dragonite. Thank you, everyone. And we got a true perfect. We got the 4-way perfect. Not only did we get the resource, but we got, you know, the Dragonite. Obviously, the Dragonite's more important. But yeah, we clicked all 4 of the correct rooms before we hit a trap. Nice. Alright, there we go. Anyways, that's a great way to start stream. Let's go and clear out everything else now. Where should we even start? All these are done because I was doing some farming off stream. Not as much as I would have wanted, but we were doing some. Alright, we'll go clear out all these. Actually, some really good loot on Adventure Board today. Another gnome. Unfortunately, not the one I need. It seems to be a reoccurring pattern. Let's see, how many do I have of the 2 I really don't need? We're at 67 and 62. Oh, I'm actually down on verse 4 this weekend then. Interesting. I'm up on verse 1, which just shows how the sheer amount of verse 1 we're getting. And we really need to get more verse 3. Still a bit slack in there. Off stream, I definitely need to go try pushing that to 10 at least. I was trying to aim for closer to 14, but gotta at least make it a double-digit number because we're using at least 4 to stream, if not 5. Anyways, let's go clear out adventure board. Only other daily then, I think, is finishing out under Spire and PvP. Oh yeah, I'll check if I'm going to actually for leaderboard today on PvP. I know we're in second, or we should still be in second unless someone just power grinded in the last several hours. But we should be second on PvP leaderboard. The question is, do we feel like going the first? And if we do we do it tonight? Because I might just do it tonight on stream, if we're going to do it anyways. But I'm considering just not doing it. But you know, if we could farm PvP for like 15-20 minutes and get 20 gold marks, that's kind of worth it. Even though we're missing out on some vault grind. Because there's still deeds, in a sense. Your lowest is 53, that's so nice. Yeah, I really need to power grind versus more. I've been really slacking on it recently. I'm just not the biggest fan of constantly throwing down Dust Devil. Like, I don't mind it when we're running, like, Paloozas and stuff. But verse farming with, like, the insta-kill Dust Devil team, I don't find particularly fun to do. That's why I haven't even been doing them on streams recently. Even though we're still doing them off stream because we need verses. It's one of those repetitive team types that I personally don't find fun because you just click one button and auto win each time. There's less you have to engage with. It's more so just going through a bunch of menus over and over again. Like, it doesn't feel like playing the game, it feels like going through a bunch of menus. Which I think is the main thing that I don't like about it. Yeah, you just watch something else while you're doing it, yeah. I'm normally multitasking when I'm doing it, but the problem with doing that is I'm like 3 times slower when I'm multitasking it. Which is the only big issue with that. Like today, I have farmed it for a little bit, but my effective amount of time of actually farming, even though I did it for like 2-3 hours, the effective time of me farming was probably like 20 to 30 minutes. Because I was just so distracted while I was doing it. That it made the time that I was playing just so much less efficient. Do I need his pet? Oh wait, I do. This is for Honglong. Let's go max him. Might as well. Unfortunately, one really unfortunate thing about pets, or not pets, yeah, pets, during Vault events, even though you get a ton of them during Vault events, they are one of a few locations where you cannot get gnomes. Despite gnomes triggering pet events, the actual battles themselves you cannot get gnomes in. I wish they would change this. This is one of the few modes where gnomes don't appear that really should have it. Because gnomes trigger pet events. But pet events themselves do not have any gnomes. So constantly when you have a Vault weekend, if you get a bunch of pets that you need, or earlier on in the game where you need like every pet that ever shows up, that's taking you away from the Vault grind. Time that you could be Vault grinding. Trying to get a pet that you still need. But the entire time you have no chance of getting anything related to the weekend event. It's a little bit unfortunate how it's scaled. I guess that's kind of to balance out the fact that you're getting so many pets. But all the pet battle duration that you do gives you no chances at any gnomes. And more often than not, if you have a half-active guild, you're getting one basically every hour, on the hour. And that's like a solid few minutes or up to 5 minutes where you're just not doing it. I'm actually not even sure how long this team takes. If I had to guess, it's probably like under 3 minutes to kill them all. Obviously earlier on in the game this takes far longer. But not that much longer. Even with the Rowan quick kill, this doesn't take more than like 5 minutes or so. I see you're up against the Inferno King one and he keeps reviving. But I want to say this team's almost like 2.5, 3 minutes. But I've never actually timed it. Probably should at some point, because I'm actually curious what it comes out to. I tried checking the speedruns live, or not speedruns live, but the speedruns.com website to see if anyone's been posting any runs with this yet, but they haven't been. Because no one's really speedrunning Gems of War, obviously. Some people have in the past just for the fun of it. But there hasn't really been any submissions recently of any of the new metas. Like, for example, Stellarix, Takshaka. It's all still like Skyla, Quick Kill, and stuff like that. Like Zolgoth Skyla. And similar teams. Alright, what do we get here? 2. Better than 1. Alright, we did that. Under Spire, I do need to go finish, but I wanted to just double check a few things first. Campaign starting in a few hours. Adventure board is done and really good. Definitely make sure to do it. Pet rescue we already did. Raid boss has been done since like Thursday or Friday. Oh, let me go check. How bad are we doing in a guild wise? I am in 3rd to last. Hey Tyrion, you're in dead last, by the way. All's good though. The event's already done. Oh, no wonder why. El Loco's killing it again. I give him some gems. I don't think I have. I'm sure if I said hello to him, I'll go get some gems. I don't think I've even said hello to him properly since you've come back to the guild as the guild leader. But I am glad he's back. Here, have some gems. I almost just clicked kicked. Could you imagine? Here, have gem. You know what? Have 2 gem. Actually, you know what? I'm running low. Have 1 gem. It's the thought that counts. He doesn't really need the gems anyways. Giving him 25 gems or giving him 100 are basically the same amount of 0. I'm pretty sure he has more than he ever knows what to do with. Anyways, we'll save the rest for other things later. Because honestly, I've been getting so few offers for that lately. You can actually, if you have the VIP 5 or 6, whatever it is, I think it's VIP 6, which is like 100 something spent on the game. You can actually get VIP offers where you get those little gift box things that you can give to guildmates and stuff. Normally, the only way you can get those guildmate gift boxes is with real money. There isn't, or to convert it in Soulforge. Actually, I didn't think about that, but you lose so much value doing it this way. There's another way of getting it free to play. Actually, this is the only way to make them free to play. But you waste a lot of resources to do it. You can actually make a gift box, I believe, right? Wait, where are they? It's somewhere's in here. I've never done it before because it's a complete waste of gems. But you can buy them with gems via the offer, but you can also do these. And convert 50 gems into 25 gems. But you can, allows you to gift it to another player. It's also technically the only way to give someone resources in this game. Which is why it has such an absurdly high cost of 4 Curse Runes, 2 Celestials, and 50 gems. Because giving this to someone gives a guildmate gift 25 gems. So on face value, you're already having the amount of gems, while also costing other resources. However, it's currently the only way you can give resources to someone. There's no other way in the entire game to do it. Well, other than like donating to your guild, I guess, technically. But you know, as far as like directly giving someone something like that, that's the only way. But there's also offers that you get once you have high VIP where you can get them with a small amount of gems. And that one's actually worth it because you get like a purple orb and some of those gem boxes. It actually comes out to okay value. And I always get them, but I haven't seen them in like a month or 2. So I'm actually running low on gift boxes. Because I would never spend money on them. But getting them through in-game resources to give the people is perfectly fine. There's also kind of a point to spend gems on them, so I just haven't bothered. Anyways, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's go clear out. I think it's Under Spire time. Let's go do Under Spire. So we are on final floor, but not completed. Let me go buy my 50 torches. I mean, my 5 torches for 50. And let's go find this room. We have either left or up. I'm leaning towards up. We already went down and was wrong. Saw all the downers out there. It was not correct this time. But we'll go up. Get a controller or watch something on the second monitor? True. Does controller work properly on PC these days? Because I've always had an issue getting it through one of the menus. But yeah, you can kind of just like auto-play through a controller. In the sense that you just keep doing the same prompt over and over again. So it's very easy just to mindlessly keep clicking it over and over. The only thing that slows you down is if you get one of those weird gnomes or something. But it's really autopilot. You usually click the same prompt every so often. And then you just simply... oh gosh, what's it called? And then you simply just have to menu every single several fights and remember to do that. You have to purchase the money-locked weapon because you unlocked Kakarov. Yeah, honestly, Staff of Madness actually used to be kind of good back in the day. These days, it's a pretty dated weapon that doesn't really get used. But when that weapon first came out, it was actually considered meta. It has basically standard AoE damage, I believe, with a stat reduction tied to it. It just shows how low stats were at the time. That was one stat reduction like that. On top of that was kind of okay. But yeah, there was a short duration of time where it was actually a pretty solid weapon. Same as Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon at one point was the only way to really do that combination of colors. So it got a lot of usage just because there wasn't an alternative of the same color. Also, us transforming him just made him tankier. Unfortunate. What a weird fight. Alright, that's double dead end. Though I might go take it, though. Wait, how far off are we? 1, 2... Oh, it's not double dead end. Well, it likely is, though. But there's a chance it's not. I'll go up first. We still have plenty of room. Wow, what is this? I've never seen this before. Has anyone ever had, like, a full vertical from bottom right to top right? This is the furthest I've ever seen it go. As far as being all the way down there. It looks like it's slightly more than halfway. And it's still going, too. Well, let's keep going. See if we get the whole wall. Obviously we can't because it can only go up to 6. Best I could do is a few more up. I've never seen such a high vertical, especially since you always start more towards the left. So it's very rare that you see such a wide vertical bar all the way to the right. Especially one that goes all the way to the corner. Bit of a strange occurrence. Would explain why some of our rooms are so congested over there, too. Oh, yeah, we'll still have 2 more redeem... Oh, I finally dipped. Ooh. We'll have 2 redeem codes this stream, then, since we already had the 3rd. Or, you know, we'll have 3 total, but we already had the 1. We'll have another one in a little bit. Probably as soon as we clear out all dailies. Then we'll hand the other one as we do the Vault grind. But maybe as we get slightly into the Vault grind, we'll do the first one, because I just realized it's probably the last daily we have to do, right? Other than PvP. Actually, yeah, we'll hand it out after all dailies, then, because I'll go finish the PvP daily. I haven't skipped it a single day yet, and I do want to do it at least initially until we see how important VP is in the future. And then after that, we'll decide if we want to keep doing it or not. Or I might just start skipping that daily. That doesn't take that long, honestly, to do your 5 monoliths each day. Well, technically your 5.2 monoliths. But doing 5.2 monoliths a day isn't that bad. And obviously your 3 Valhawks. It is a little bit of a daily, but it's a really skippable daily. So if we see that the game's in a state where it's worth skipping, we definitely will. But for now, I'm not, just because I want to see where the state of PvP by the end of this year. Since this year is pretty dedicated to reworking it. But until we fully know how the state of PvP is going to be, I'm going to hoard them for later. Up, there we go, we got it. So yeah, that is double dead end over there. I might even go for it, even though it's pretty deep. We have a pretty strong team to take them out with. And of course, we're throwing Lantern here. As would be expected for the double gold. One of the whole reasons you even do under Spires for this fight right here. Which is kind of funny because, as I was mentioning the other night, there's still no Rubraf in this fight. On the list of bugs, they still not have fixed, which is very obviously a bug and not a feature. This Rubraf fight with a Rubraf in the thumbnail has no Rubraf on it. This obviously makes the battle substantially easier. Though in all fairness, it's not really too relevant. Because you have to fight Diamantina after, and Diamantina's way harder. Even if Rubraf was here. So you still have to fight the hardest fight. But this fight that should be slightly hard is actually nothing, because there's no Rubraf on it. Oh, did YouTube just lag for a moment there? Oh no. That's weird, my thing didn't say that it went offline. Could have been on YouTube's end though. Because my streaming software didn't say anything, so it wasn't my connection, I don't think. But YouTube sometimes does that. Beyond our control. Because if I hear a little ding, and it's like, and it shows me in the corner, then that's definitely our end. But if it's dropping otherwise, it's normally YouTube's end. Which I have no control over. Ah, we got nothing. Ah, there's our double gold. And of course, let's take out the boss room. I've been doing normal torch on these recently. Also, they should be pretty free with Essence of Evil. Just cast Essence of Evil on Diamantina and you auto-win. A weapon we don't normally have access to. The 2 ways you would ever have is if you had the Trick or Treat Kingdom, which I forget which one that is, or Darkstone for Essence of Evil. But it basically makes it incapable of doing anything. And that's like 80% of the team right there. With the other 15% being Lasher, and the other 5% being Siren. And it's composing 0% of the team. But since we could just throw that on Diamantina, this fights absolutely nothing. Even with weaker options, just throw Essence of Evil on and you would just auto-win. There's nothing they could really do, especially if you can get it on Lesher as well, or Lasher, I mean. Let's call it Lesher, it's called Lasher. Alright, now we have 6 to go find dead-end rooms with. Do we have any very obvious double dead ends ready to go, where if I did only one fight, we're already double dead-ended? Because that's the first thing we'd want to check for. We technically see one already where we are, so we might go for that one then. This one as well. Hold up, wait. Where's primary path? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Double dead end. That's the exact thing we're looking for. And after this one, we'll go take the one in the section we were just at. As that one is also pretty likely to be it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons they haven't fixed it. Or I would sure hope so. Because it's actually a beneficial bug for the player. It's just kind of weird that it's been almost a year and they haven't fixed it yet. Because they have to know about it, right? Ooh, a tier 5 room. Please, I have not had a legend from under Spire in like 3 months. We are so unlucky on these guys. Like, I know I don't full scout like every single room, but we do a decent chunk of dead ends every single time. And still have not seen one in what feels like ages upon ages. Like, I don't even think in the entire year of 2024, like, you know, calendar year, not entire year time, but the last 3 months since this year, I don't think we've seen a single Underspire droop. 3 torches, and we're still not going to see any. Well, that allows us to go see more that will just give us torches back, less than what we actually paid to get to that area. Alright, let me go take the double dead end that's over here. Unfortunately, it's in a really deep section, but it's the closest one we have scouted. Because this one's currently a 2 off. The problem is I'm probably going to have to go 2 into both these directions. Unless it's a really early double dead end. Otherwise, we're going to have to step in 2 rooms in on each side to get there. Which is not ideal, but it's fine. And after this, of course, we'll go do the Vault grind. Which will take at least an hour. It might even take longer than an hour. It depends on if we need 13 or 14 or however many. Because doing 4 today would put us at 13 total. However, depending on our pity number and everything else, we might need 15. You haven't gotten one yet? Yeah, they're really rare. Yep, this is exactly what I thought. So I'm going to have to go here and then that's dead end. And we have to go there and then that's dead end. It's going to be one of those kind of areas. Hopefully it doesn't have to go double both ways because that's a huge waste. But no, both of these should dead end after one more room. Oops, I just... No, I hate when that happens. It's glitching out too. You guys don't see it. Let's see. I don't understand how it's been doing that recently. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Oh gosh, I gotta go fix that later. Oh no, our game sounds are... Okay, it's not clicking where I'm clicking is the problem. Alright, there we go. Alright, that should fix it. Okay. Now let me go... Before we get deafened by whatever this is, where'd it go? Where's general? Where's sound? Oh, never mind. I accidentally put it all the way down there. Alright, that should be good. I'll find out in a second. That shouldn't be too loud. Alright, there we go. All's been fixed. I'm gonna move this back over. I wish there was a way to like lock the borders of the game so that in Windows mode you don't accidentally drag it. Because what I hate about playing any game windowed is actually clicking on the window itself. Oh, okay, that was a full dead end. Let's go check the other one. Then we'll have 4 to try to find anything else that we can end up getting here. And hopefully it's something good. Come on, I at least want one more good drop. At least show us something. Even if you're not going to show us the legend, though ideally show us the legend. Show us at least something that's not pure disappointment. And after this, we'll go pretty much just run Palooza the whole time. Oh no, I gotta still go to PvP. Which why does it feel like dailies are taking so long today? I guess because we were talking about a bunch of stuff at the beginning of stream. Alright, tier 4 room, and hopefully our other 3 torches can get us somewheres. Also, this thing better not drop torches. Come on, anything relevant. Also, I need to double check. I'm not sure if we have enough area to even reach anywhere with 3 battles. We should. But there's a chance we don't. We have to have some kind of path that's diverged off of a already deepened path. It'd be weird if we had none. Though technically possible. Alright, what do we got? Come on! Disappointment! 2 of them. Let's double check. Is there anything in Zone 6? No. It's full scouted at this point. This one is on primary path, so it's not worth taking yet. Oh, we almost full scouted the place. That one's on primary path, so it's not worth taking. That one's on... Oh, wait, is this one? Yeah, it's on primary path. A triple on primary path, though. In Zone 1. That one might be our best bet, to be honest. Because I'm not seeing a better one. Plus, Zone 1 makes it die instantly. I'm not seeing a better option. I think we go for this. We get 1 dead end immediately, though it's likely to be an empty one. And then we have a chance of getting at least 1 more, if not 2 more. I'll test our luck over here. The one a dead end immediately shouldn't be anything. We're going a little bit deeper, hopefully it will be. So yeah, we already knew that would be nothing. And then I guess we go up. And just hope we get something. It has to immediately be something, though. Well, we're about to find out. There's a good chance we're actually going to get nothing here. But hopefully it'll dead end immediately. Oh, we didn't get a red drop for the mana. Gonna have to use Essence of Evil here just to get our mana going. A little overkill. But it gets the job done. Oh, there we go. Final room. Unless we get torches from this. Though even if we do, I'm not sure if we have enough room to even get to the next section. Let's give it a shot. Alright, what do we get? Our final chance for any loot today. From under Spire. We just got back-to-back double guard. Why is under Spire so bad? And we have exactly 2 lanterns for next week. And by that, I mean the 1 lantern we get for free. Perfect. Alright, anyways. Yeah, it's under Spire completed. A little disappointing. But oh well, it happens. Well, let me go claim all this. Alright, only daily left now is PvP. Oh, you know what? I might throw every booster we have today. Wait, are we even grinding for that long, though? I don't think we are. Because we're not going to need an hour and a half. Wait, why do I have so many right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Oh, no, I'll use a couple of these. Because we're definitely going for at least 4 for an hour, which will be 4 of them. I'm not going to click all for them, though. We'll do that later when we're grinding something else. Or I might even do it tonight when we go get our last verses that we need. But anyways, another one will go to our mail tomorrow. Because all we have to do is subtract 2 from this, and that'll be our pity number. Currently, we have to subtract 5 from it. Or, sorry, 7. Which means we have 31 pity key right now. Which means we're currently at 213 vault keys. Which means 4 to 5 Paloozas should do it. Which means we're probably going to need a 5th Palooza tonight. I just realized based on where we're at. Because we're going to be at, like, what, 40 pity? Oh, no. If we go on average 20 each, watch it be fine. Because I forgot, we're still going to get a bunch more pity. So yeah, as long as we go on drop rate or better on our next 4 volts, we should be fine. So yeah, we're actually fine then. So yeah, we should only need 4, not 5. But anyways, we'll find out when we do it. Let's go do PvP. It's the last thing we haven't done. And I keep clicking middle to try to get there. I do that every single time, without fail. We don't have a middle section, so we can't go for super farm. We're still in second, and first got up enough that I don't want to try beating him. So I shall take my 2nd place. I'm happy with that. That's still an entire deed book, exactly on the dot at the 100. Even though I consider both of these basically a deed book too. But this is the exact number for a whole deed book, so I'll take it. We haven't even really need to do anything beyond the 1-hour grind. Everything else was just a daily system. It's so nice now, honestly, this new PvP system. People don't want to do it so much that leaderboard is free. So if you do actually do it, it is so free now. Like before you need like 200,000 something. And now even just the tops like under 100,000. In the league that we got here. We just got 2nd place with 30,000. I'll take a while, like 33,000 by the time we'd finish this daily, but yeah, that's not that much at all. Especially compared to before. Anyways, I don't really need to get much then. I guess I'll just quickly grab our purple, because that's quicker. And then be on our way. I think we grabbed off our red, right? We don't get as much magic this way, but I don't need the extra magic for what we're doing. Because we're not, like, power grinding. So I'm just going to take the easier fight that we can instant-Stellarex kill. Just so we can get past them a little bit quicker. Even though I get more benefit from taking yellow rather than purple, this is quicker to kill. And since we're not actually grinding it out, it's better just to kill these quickly and get the daily done than it is to spend a longer amount of time getting a better buff when we're barely utilizing the buff. We're sacrificing 10 magic, but we're saving like a few minutes. So as long as Valhawks don't take forever, it should actually speed us up rather than slow us down. Even though we're getting half as much magic. Because we're only doing these for the victory tokens. We're doing them for pretty much no other purpose of a victory token. Oh, there's a bit of a wand miss there, unfortunately. Round 2, don't miss. There we go. That's the only really bad thing with wand. If you miss with wand and it's your only mana accumulator, you're in such a bad position. It's the only really big downside of the weapon. Same as Stellarex and everything like that. Is if you full 100% miss and don't get any mana, you're in a very awkward spot. That very rarely happens, but it happens enough that it's not impossible. It's just very rare. So that thing's surprisingly bulky. And he does devour his allies and gain a bunch of heal too. But luckily he hasn't really had a chance to do so. Worst comes to worst, we can just kill it off with Takshaka. Throw a Takshaka on it, dies, boom, win. Hello Isabel, if I didn't already say hi, as well as Defiant. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, we'll take that one. Grab our other thing. But yeah, not getting a single one of the under Spire Guardian things. That's definitely really possible. Because we've gone months doing it every day and we still don't have one, you know, within that time. Like, you can go so over drop rate on it. I really hope they tweak how it works, because at my current rate, it's going to take over 2 years to finish them all. Which I guess is fine, because this is one of those passive dailies that gets done over time, but the problem is they're all associated to kingdom upgrades. There might eventually be a 30-star or some other similar thing where we're actually locked out because we don't have the Underspire troop. It's very possible that will be the case in the future. As of currently, I don't think it affects anything too badly, because a lot of kingdoms are stuck at level 26. But there will become a point where it actually matters. But right now, it's not that bad. Oh, Valhawk on first fight? Whoa! Are we actually going to get lucky on Valhawks for once? Our first valid fight that can actually have a Valhawk. We got a Valhawk. This is our luckiest we've been on Valhawk so far. Someone the other day mentioned they got it in 3. I'll be happy with anything under 15. Ideally under 10. We have 1 battle, 1 Valhawk. Come on, 2 more back-to-back. You know you want to. Nah, we're not going to get that lucky today. It's just giving us a false sense of hope. It's going to take like 50 today. They just wanted to give us a false sense of hope by giving us 1 immediately. That's why I do that. We already have win condition. Meta or meta? We'll take the weaker one, so it has less durability. At least in theory. There's a chance it doesn't, but it should have less. Oh, don't go crazy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. He's doing it. No. Okay, good. He gave up his turn. We're fine. We're fine. False alarm. False alarm. Almost really bad, but not actually really bad. Gosh, why is every team this? It's because we're doing red. Wait, why am I even doing red? I should be doing like one of the other side sections or something. Because red is insufferable. Like every single team is this. Like every single one is some kind of variant of this with whatever their best damage source is. Especially under red category, where it's really, really popular. Okay, you already Zolgoth down something. But you didn't kill the most important something. Well, you're sure thinking about it. Oh, we're still alive somehow. I'm not sure how, but we are. Oh, not with that miss, we aren't. No way you're still alive. Watch us still win. It's Stellarex. It can come back from anything. Yep, that's Stellarex in a nutshell. Thanks, Stellarex. So when's that Stellarex nerf coming? I'd be very, very surprised if... Hey, our second Valhawk. Okay, we're doing it lucky on them today. That's nice to see. Because the quicker we can get these done, the quicker we can actually go do Vault Grind. But, yeah, Stellarex is still insane. They gotta do something to tweak it. It's just a bit much. Like, they can still make it the best troop in the game while toning it down some. Oh, wow! I wasn't keeping track of the exact number. But I think that's a 7 or 8 Valhawk. That is the quickest we've ever gotten them all. Alright, we did actually get a lucky day for once. That's almost twice as lucky as our next luckiest. Because I think prior our best was like a 13 or something. And I think we just did like a 6 or a 7 for full completion. Well, love to see it, especially on a Vault weekend. Alright, let's go and do the Vault weekend now. After an hour of other grinds, let me go hand out a redeem code. We'll have one more a little bit later. And let's go and do the Vault grind. We're going to have to open 4, maybe 5. Likely only 4, though. But here you guys go. Second redeem code. We'll have the third one in a little bit. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Let's see if it'll ever go. There it goes. There should be a new one. Alright, so, anything else we still got to set up before the Palooza? Let me just make sure my timer's working. Yep, timer seems to be timering from what I could tell. Timer is indeed doing timer stuff. Let me move that over. It's not blocking the thing. To you guys, it looks like it's just standing still, but I'm moving it where it visually appears on my screen. Move that over. Alright, there we go. Because it pops up in like a random location every single time. Which is somewhat annoying when we're just trying to, because it's a weird overlay where regardless of what window you have active, it's like your most top window. It's really strange. I don't have any other application that works like that. It has like auto... I'm not sure if there's like somewhere you can change it in settings. But for whatever reason, that timer has a like auto over window like effect on it. Where regardless of how many windows you have open or which one you currently have active, it always shows over top of every single other window. I'm pretty sure there's something in setting that you could change that for. Buried somewhere in its settings. I've never seen an app work like that before. Or regardless what you have open or have as your active window, it always shows up on top, regardless. But anyways. I'm gonna go take this. That's our second redeem code. We'll have another one in a little bit with the same loot. And yeah, let's start running Paloozas. We'll be doing that the rest of the stream for at least another hour. With that being said, let me go crack open the XP boosters. You know what? Actually, we'll go open 4 of them. I'll go open up this hole right here. Which will mean the 2 that we got this weekend will be the only 2 we won't open for now. But yeah, I am actually going to go for 5 because of the in-between time and everything. Worst comes to worst, we could do a little bit of, what's this name, grind at the end. Plus, we might need a 5th one anyways. So if we need to, we'll already be good to go. But yeah, we'll manually click all 5 instead of clicking claim all. Otherwise, we're going to be here for 2 hours. And I'd prefer just an hour, hour and a half. Okay, this should be an hour and 15 minutes of XP boost. Perfect. Okay, now let's start running Paloozas. It be Palooza time. And we're going to be running 4, potentially 5. 5 ones up in the air, depending on how good we do in the first 4. Which we don't currently know until they're done. Alright, what am I looking for? Somewhere's in here. I should change this to begin with. Whoops. But there we go. I'll run this team the whole time. Yep, let's go finish out Vault Weekend. And I still want to grind a little bit off stream tonight, too. Alright, let me go finish this Frosty. I still haven't finished this yet. See if I can multitask this. I gotta drink a Frosty with one hand. How could that could possibly go wrong? It's completely melted by now. A little bit too much so now. Normally I wait a little bit because it's way too stiff. But now it's like literally a drink. Because it's been sitting there this whole stream. I got it. By the time I had it, it was like a little after 7. So it's been sitting there for like 2 hours. It's basically a chocolate drink at this point. Gosh, Frosties are good, though. I haven't had one in a while. I was like craving one, so I was like, oh, let me go up. Kind of like I was randomly craving cinnamon earlier for seemingly no reason. I was randomly craving a Frosty, so I was like, yeah, I'll pick one up. Then I got some of their cheaper burgers. Because, gosh, prices on everything there has just gone up so much. Unless I have a coupon, which I didn't this time around. Like, everything's way overpriced. I feel like that's the case for all fast food places these days, though. Not just Wendy's. They're getting way too pricey. But they do still have, like, some of those cheap burgers, which honestly aren't too bad. I ended up picking up, like, 2 of them. They're like $2 each or whatever it was. After tax and everything. Also, this area has a lot of food taxes and everything, which is kind of annoying. Because it's a really tourist-heavy area. One thing that they tax actually really heavily is food and clothing. It's actually probably one of the highest taxed clothing areas in the United States. I would not be surprised. Ghost tax in this area is absurd. And I believe it's mostly because of tourism and everything. It's oh no, he's about to run away. That's bad. I don't have a good condition for this. Oh wait, never mind. We have a skull right there. It's one of the reasons I haven't picked up clothes in so long too. Like, I forget exactly what it is these days, but I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say it's almost 10% the clothes tax in this area. It's actually absurd how high it is. I forget the exact percent, because they've changed it over the years. Maybe they even made it lower, who knows. But I know at one point it was almost like 10% tax on clothing. I've never seen that so high in any area in my life. I assume they toned it down a little bit. It'd be weird if they made it even higher. I'll catch you later, Defiant. Have a good dinner. Yeah, look, I ate before the stream, so I shouldn't be hungry at any point this stream. That's why we're slightly late. Though I'm always slightly fashionably late, just to make sure everyone rolls in. Because we always start exactly at 8. There'll be a lot of people who try to get here around 8 who aren't actually here yet. I like waiting just a few minutes. A lot of people will have like a starting soon thing on their stream for like 5 minutes, but I hate doing that because people watching after the fact, they then come into a video that's like 5-10 minutes of just starting soon. So I personally just not start stream. I would technically actually make slightly more money if we did that, but I feel like it's inconvenient for people who watch after the fact. Having to click on a stream and then the first 5-10 minutes is nothing but dead space. Which is why we always just simply start afterwards. Once we're actually like fully ready. You're smashing the refresh button at 750? Wait, what happened at 750? Oh, you mean for the thing. Oh, I see. That would explain why you always get in so early. I always wondered that. Because YouTube got rid of like the direct link thing to get to a stream. Which some people did to get to our streams early. Or when we didn't even have it posted yet. But YouTube actually stopped people from being able to do that. But yeah, that's how you get here so early. You do refresh spam. Yeah, sometimes I do it earlier, sometimes I do it later as far as the initial post on it. I try to do it closer to when the stream time is, but obviously we could do it whenever. I normally do it like 5 to 15 minutes beforehand. Or try to, unless I'm running late. But I can technically do it like days in advance. I just feel like it's more consistent at sending out the notification if you do it around the time of when you're starting to stream. Though it does send out extra reminders if you do it way in advance. Like, I think it sends out like a 30-minute reminder, rather than just the one that happens at the time. But I don't personally feel like a 30-minute reminder is that useful. Like, I don't think that many people, when they see a 30-minute reminder, like, immediately go to a stream and then idle there for like 29 minutes. It makes more sense to just make the stream thing and then it sends out a reminder. That way people are only waiting like a couple minutes. Because a 30-minute reminder is like ages from when a stream actually starts. Especially if it's a shorter stream like we normally do, that's like an hour or two long. I guess a half-an-hour reminder if it's for like an 8+ hour stream makes a little more sense. But a half-an-hour reminder for like a 1 to 2 hour stream is like, you know, like half the stream duration at that point. Also, Frosty's cups have gotten small and smaller. Because I'm pretty sure this is... I got a medium. Because I didn't specify size, which I believe defaults to medium. Look at how small this medium is. This is like a mini size back in the day. This definitely feels like at least a small. But I'm almost guaranteed this is medium. Unless they default give you small when you just ask for a Frosty. Because I didn't specify size. I could check the receipt, though. I didn't specify size, I just wanted a Frosty, so I didn't really care what size it was. I just had a craving for it, so it didn't really matter. But I'm almost guaranteed this is what a medium is these days. This is like... gosh, this is even small for a small back in the day. Things are just downsizing so much. Shrinkflation. Yeah, Bill just mentioned it too. Literally as I said it. Like, this is what the size of, like, the shrunk-down $1 fruit parfait was at McDonald's before they got rid of it a couple years ago. And that was the super shrunk-down fruit parfait. And now Frosty's the same size? It's unfortunate. What am I doing? I have, actually, I didn't get any Frosty napkins. Or not Frosty napkins. I didn't end up picking up any, Wendy's napkins. You know why? I still... Remember, a couple weeks ago when I said I just picked up a horde of, Taco Bell napkins? When we had Taco Bell the other week? I still have a whole stack here. These are still left... Oh, good, I need verse 3s. This is still my leftover Taco Bell napkin. I still have, like, a few dozen left. But yeah, we still have them. That's why I didn't pick up any more Wendy's napkins. I still have way too many Taco Bell napkins. I have not bought napkins in, like, a decade. Actually, probably even longer than that. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever physically bought napkins. Unless I needed, like, special ones for, like, a special holiday event or something. Aside from, like, special design napkins, I don't think I've ever bought napkins my whole life. Paper towels, yes. But specifically napkins? Other than really specific designed ones, I have never gotten them. Unless it was, like, a special birthday theme or something similar. For some kind of event. Otherwise, I've never bought napkins in my life. That's what fast food places are for. You get your money's worth, somehow. No, I didn't grab more free napkins. Honestly, I have too many free napkins at the moment. I'm starting to run low in my room, but I still have so many in the kitchen that it's actually not worth picking up more. Starting to get too many. I need to get a proper container to, like, store them. I think it's the problem. Because I don't really have any kind of proper napkin holder in my house. I have one of those things that the paper towel roll goes on. But I don't have, like, a proper, like, napkin dispenser in the house. It just says simply a stack of napkins. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, I have like the hiccups now. I'm not sure why. Carbonated things do that to me a lot these days. Very rarely do carbonated things make me burp a lot, if ever. It mostly just gives me hiccups. It's very strange. Like, obviously it's trying to do a similar effect, but, yeah, it's always just hiccups. Also, I'm going to skip updating every single Palooza and start updating every 2. So I'm not going to update it until after next Palooza. I'm not going to do it after this one. Just because we're on an EXP timer, so I do want to make sure we don't have as much downtime. Because even though the Paloozas aren't ticking down in between, the EXP thingy is. So we'll do 2 and then we'll update it to 11. That way also the numbers won't touch each other. Because the second I update it to 11, the numbers are going to touch. I still need to figure out some kind of solution to that. I guess I could just make something smaller. But once the numbers get slightly bigger, they start to collide with each other. Right now they're not, but they're about to soon. The second I update it. Then it'll look like we only have one Palooza done. Because the one from the gaps is going to align with the one of the number. And it'll look like we've done one Palooza this weekend. Which compared to how many some people do, it pretty much looks like we've done one. The whole 13 we've done. Because some people go for like 50 plus Paloozas in a weekend. You would need to if you want to try aiming for 1,000. 1,000 is about 45 Paloozas. Is about how many you would have to do, give or take a few. Which we've done several times. We haven't done it recently, though. I am considering it sometime this year. I'm just not sure when. The biggest issue is getting that many Paloozas. I would definitely want to pre-farm at least 20s going into it, if not 30s. I wouldn't want to do it with a base number of like 10 or something. Because that means over the course of a weekend, you'd have to get 35 Paloozas or so. And use 45. Using 45 alone is going to take, what, like 12-ish hours, give or take a bit? And then the obtaining of that many could take another 20 hours on top of that. Give or take a bit. So you're talking easily over 30 hours in a weekend. That's why we haven't done 1,000 in a while. It's just too much time. Like, you can easily go over 30 hours total. Unless you have them all pre-farmed. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to the thing, though. We did get full loot for it. Whoops. I have the timer for a reason and didn't even end up utilizing it there. Whoops. Oh, let's go straight back into another. And then we'll update it for 2, and just gotta remember we're at 11. Alright, right back in. Like the other one never ended. Then we'll update the numbers after this one. And then we should need either another 2 or 3, depending on how they go. Depends a lot on our RNG on them. Oh, so hello, York! Hope all's been well. Welcome, welcome. How many keys is good with a Rowan team on average for a Vault weekend? Really depends how many you want to get. I would say 100's always a good number to aim for. Rowan teams, honestly, these days not too much slower than running like quick dust level. Just because there's a lot more things that get in the way of this team. Even though it is a bit quicker still overall. But, I don't know, 300's still really doable. 250. But I would always aim for at least 100. If you can. Because that's running about 5 Paloozas, or 6 Paloozas, actually. if you're running with Rowan build. So that's about 6 Paloozas total if you do 100. Which even with Rowan farm team, that can be done in about a few hours, I think. Somewhere around there. Because Rowan's still pretty quick. It wins like 4 a minute. But I would say 100 is like bare minimum you should aim for a Vault weekend. I personally go for 300 every time. And 500 and 1,000 are more so ambitious goals. It's actually really hard to do those numbers, especially 1,000 plus. It is doable. But 100's a nice team number that pretty much any build can do in the entire game. Even a fresh account could do 100 in a weekend if they grind for it. I've officially drank every single drink that's next to me now. And I didn't actually end up picking up a water at the beginning of the stream. I might need to go get one. Because I already had like 2 other drinks already started here. Because I had the soda because I was having it with the burgers. And then I had the Frosty because that's the whole reason I ended up getting it. Or, you know, even getting anything there to begin with. I was in a Frosty mood. So I was like, I have plenty of liquids here. But I'm starting to get thirsty for a water and I don't have one here. Actually, I do have one, but it's like 1 single sip left of this one. I got like 1 inch of water left. Not sure if you can see it that well. But I guess I'll drink this real quick. It's literally like a single sip. Alright, now I'm officially out of liquids. So if I get thirsty... Gonna need more. I have more in the house, obviously, just don't have any next to me. And I don't have a mini fridge in my room. I have considered that before. Picking up a little mini fridge just to put a bunch of drinks in there. I don't really have a good place to put it, though. Plus, I don't want, like, a noisy one. I don't want to make it any noise at all. And I feel like they always have, like, a low hum. Not like a really big noise, but, you know. Like, they don't have a neutral sound. They have, like, that white noise kind of noise to them. Where even if they're not making a noise, they still have, like, the atmosphere of noise, if that makes sense. Where it's, like, not an audible noise, but it's still making noise. Like, you can't hear it, but you know it's doing it. It's one of those kind of noises that a lot of them have. Which would drive me crazy. That's why I've never bothered getting one. Pretty sure there are some that are perfectly silent, but a lot of cheaper ones likely would have that, like, low hum. That isn't a noise, but it's still, like, making noise. Or you can't hear it, but you register it as audible noise. There's, like, a special name for that kind of noise. Can't remember what it's called. Or if you're listening for it, you can't hear anything, but your ears still react as if it's a noise. That's being processed. Hello, Daddy Shark. Welcome, welcome. Alright, 10 minutes, we'll go update our numbers, see where we're at. See if we're actually on par for making it or not. Because there's a chance we're going to need a 5th Palooza. What's your opinion on the Guild War rework? What has to be changed? Oh yeah, we were discussing it some earlier on the other topic. Or, you know, on the other stream when it was posted. I can't remember what one. I want to say Tuesday stream. But, they definitely need to boost the rewards. But not so much that people feel like they have to go kick their entire guild in order to, you know, get good rewards. I think a lot more of the rewards from Guild Wars should actually be based on individual people rather than the totality of your guild. Like, you can still have rewards based on totality of guild, but I almost feel like it should be based more on an individual level, just to not encourage kicking people. Because if they ever make the rewards too good for Guild Wars and you have a bunch of people slacking in your guild on the event, you know, it would encourage kicking them, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Also, why am I taking mana? We literally have one condition, as is every battle. I see 5 times brown, it's like, ooh, gotta take it. But, rewards need to be made better, but I feel like it should be more individual, the rewards. They should still have, like, a guild-based big reward. But kind of like how other leaderboards work, for example. But not in that same way. But kind of in the bane of how that works. Where you still get rewards based on, like, your guild's total, but you also get it based on, like, an individual level. And I feel like Guild Wars should be tweaked a little bit more to benefit the individual rather than the guild's total. Like, you should still get something for your guild total. But you should get a lot more based on individual performance. They also really have to simplify how Guild Wars is scored. It should be easy enough to explain within like 30 seconds how Guild Wars is explored. I mean, is scored. While also having it in-game. Because they have... Guild Wars started very, very simple when it first came out. Then they made it slightly more complicated. Then they made it absurdly convoluted. Which is the current state that it was left in for so long. They really got to bring it back to pretty much where they started it. And just keep it as a very, very straightforward, simple scoring system. It can be a little bit more complicated than that, but it needs to be, like, obvious what you have to do in Guild Wars. You shouldn't have to have guesswork on, like, how to optimize everything. It should be very straightforward. Like, here's the, like, the 3 or 5 things you have to do to maximize score. And do these things and you'll get max score or close to max score. Which we kind of had for previous Guild War, but I still feel like it was too overly convoluted for its own good. Especially compared to how it originally started. How it originally started was a little bit too easy to get max score every single time. They need an in-between of that. Where it's as simple to understand as the first iteration of Guild Wars they ever did. But enough variance that you don't get a perfect score every single time. Which is the biggest issue that Guild Wars had originally. That a lot of people probably don't remember. But original Guild Wars scoring, it was almost impossible to not get max score. Like, you were pretty much just handed free max score if you knew what you were doing. Because that was just a little bit too easy to do it. But the current system is just way too convoluted to do so. It's also absurdly luck-based. Because it's really heavily dependent on your first few starting boards. Or, you know, your first few turns. Your starting board into your first few turns. A bit like Arena? Not quite. Because whatever reward system they have... I feel like it should be rewarded both individually and guild-based. Right now, it's only rewarded guild-based. It's one of the issues that Tower of Doom has. Even though you are rewarded individually for 26, there isn't really any reason to go beyond that. Because beyond that, you're judged as a guild. And not only are the rewards really bad, but you need your entire guild to do more, rather than on an individual level. It's the reason why going beyond 26 on Tower of Doom is pretty pointless. Unless you still need some more to get all rewards for your guild. But it's mostly because the individual rewards cap out at that point. And the guild-wide rewards are just so bad. But they need like a combination of both to really make Guild War work. Where really good solo performance gives you better loot. But also as a guild you still have to perform to some degree. To not completely remove that element of it. But both should be rewarded rather than just the one. And aside from that, the main thing that I mentioned for rebalancing Guild War was not even rebalancing Guild War. They just need to rebalance troops. The biggest issue with Guild Wars, as well as all PvP in this game, as we've seen with PvP the last week, it's not necessarily the game modes, it's the troops we have to use in those game modes. The lack of balance in game right now is absurd. For anything PvP related. Like, it doesn't matter for a lot of PV, I guess, M, or whatever you want to call it in this game. Where you're fighting just, like, generic stuff. because you have so much power compared to what the enemy will have. So it's generally pretty fine. But in situations where you actually have to fight like properly structured teams, there's no balance at all in the current state of the game. There's counters to counters, but there's just so many things that need to be tweaked to even be at a remotely at a state of balance. Like, we're at a little over 1,400 troops in the game, and of that, like 10 to 20% are usable if you're allowed to use everything in the game. There's more than that that's usable if you have certain restrictions like we've been getting for things like under Spire and other various game modes. But when you're allowed to use every single thing in the game, less than 20% of all troops are even usable in a team. And even smaller than that, actually, like, really usable. Like Tesla, Stellarix, Beatrix. Like the super category of, like, you almost always want to try putting it on your team if you can structure it around it. But then there's other categories of usable troops. Like, Dust Devil's technically usable, Ironhawk's technically usable, but you wouldn't use it in PvP. Like, they're usable in a different sense. For completely different team types in different modes. But not in any kind of PvP sense. Like, you would never use an Ironhawk in a real 4x PvP team of any kind. It's just not strong enough. It's literally the entire meta for Vault Grind weekends. As well as just XP farming in general. Yeah, my three things for fixing a Guild War basically is simplify the scoring, rebalance troops by a lot, and all of them, not just like a few. Like, I mean, like, half the troops in the game, basically. As well as, not all at once, obviously, but, you know, over time. And the third thing being, just change out the scoring to benefit more on an individual level. So even if the rest of your guild's not doing as great, you can still get a lot of benefit from doing Guild War. What is the most useless mythic troop in the game? Well, we generally mention Fallen Valdis these days, which next season Mythic actually looks like it's basically Fallen Valdis, which is kind of sad. But I would have to say Fallen Valdis. Even if it's not definitively the worst Mythic in the game, it's the worst Mythic in the sense that in a meta game at the time, when every single team was 4x Divine, it was still useless. In its perfect, most optimal situation where it should have been actually usable, it still did nothing. And that's one of the main reasons I always consider Fallen Valdis as the worst troop in the game. Even though or the worst Mythic, I mean. Even though it is technically slightly better than a few other really bad Mythics, it just came in at a time where it needed to counter Divines, and it was so bad that in the perfect situation for it to have the optimal everything to function, it still did nothing. Grog the Dread, or whatever his name is, that one from Groshnok, used to be considered the weakest. He taps something and does more damage based on how many things you've killed on the enemy team. But his starting damage is like 60 or 70 or something. It's so weak. Yeah, Krog the Dread, or whatever his name is, from Groshnok, which was the first mythic from Groshnok, was probably notoriously the first worst mythic in the game. But Fallen Valdis has a special place in my heart as the absolute worst. Even though the other guy's probably worse. But Fallen Valdis was worse in like a meta game level. Which is why I always consider her worse, even though she's technically slightly better damage than that one Groshnok mythic. It's just the premise of what she was intended to try to do. She's so far off base from that it's unredeemable. That's not too good, but a little handful of souls, I guess, and some extra gems. Alright, let's go update our number now. We do have a clock ticking down, but oh well. Let's go update our numbers real quick. So we're at a 231. This is from doing 2 Paloozas. So this means I needed to get 40, and we got, oh, that's really bad. We got 29 from 2. Oh, we're gonna need a 5th Palooza. Ooh. That's not good at all. How many epics did we get? We started at what, 94? 94, we're at, 24. Okay, we did really good on epics, though. That makes up for it a little. We did really good on epics. But, ooh, what is that Volky number? Ew. That is so bad. Though, honestly, 2 more Paloozas probably still gets us there, though. As long as these 2 aren't horrifically bad, because all we have to do is get, what, 40 on pity? Or 30 on pity? We're already at 30 on pity, so... Yeah, 2 more will actually still be enough, I think. Anyways, let's get to it. We're burning XP time. Go run another one back. Summer's all this mess. Where to go? We did this like a billion times this weekend. Why can't I find it? There we go. But yeah, we should only need 2 more Paloozas. And we'll hand out the next redeem code after this one. The final redeem code for the stream. And then we should only need to run 1 more after. And counting pity, that should be 300 Volkies then. And likely about 30-ish, or 25 to... No, it'd be about 26 to 30 epic Volkies. Depending on how we get here. The next 2 Paloozas. That sounds like a game plan. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what they ultimately do with Guild War. Hopefully it'll actually be a good mode. It's been a while since they've done a really good new game mode. Because what was the most recent, like, absurdly good game mode? I'd probably say it's Underspire, to be honest. I know some people aren't a fan of Underspire, but personally I feel like it was actually pretty good. The Dead End Room rework was actually a bit questionable, though. While it did have a lot of benefits, it actually has a lot of downsides. Almost more so than the benefits that it gives. But I would say Underspire in recent years is the best new game mode they've added in a while. Both from a loot perspective and gameplay-wise. Because I feel like it was the first game mode that properly did like the whole dungeon crawling kind of thing. Like, yes, we do have a few other ones, like if you even can even count journey events, or originally when we ended up having Underspire. But I feel like out of every mode that has some premise of like a dungeon crawling kind of thing, Underspire by far does it the best. It's not even close. Like, if you compare Underspire to Underworld, Underspire is way better than Delves and Underworld. Both in loot and in execution. It also feels like you're making progress through something. Whereas going from floor to floor in the same layout of a dungeon doesn't really feel like you're doing anything. Whereas in Underspire, it actually feels like you're going through an area. Right, just going through the same layout over and over and over again. Because while every single delve in Underworld does have a different layout, and some of them have 2 different layouts, it's only 1 or 2. Like, in total, we probably have like 50 different variants for Underworld. But that's it. Like, Underspire is new every single week. Doesn't matter how many Underspires we have. We could have another 100. They will all be unique. Obviously, the gameplay is still very similar. But structurally and how you have to go through it and everything, it's unique every time. Unlike Underworld, that's very samey after a while. To a new player, it's like a lot of variety. But, you know, after you've already done them all, like dozens upon dozens of times, especially after you max 500 all of them, you know, this is the same thing every time. Like, the strategy never gets tweaked. You run the same team, same layout, same pathing. You have to do a little bit different pathing depending on multiplier order or anything else that you're doing with it. Otherwise, it's very samey each time. Whereas Underspire, I do feel like properly does like the variety aspect to it. It's one of the few game modes that's really nailed it. It's something that should be applied to some other game modes. Because Bounty Hunter, for example, this weekend, it's notorious for being very samey. You literally fight the final fight like 30 times in a row. It's really weird, too, because you fight 20 different fights leading up to it, or 19 different fights leading up to it. And for whatever reason, the main premise of how you do Bounty Hunter is you go through 19 unique fights, then you fight the 20th fight like 40 times. That is just such a weird way of doing it. Like, it would have made a lot more sense, like, at minimum, you go through the entirety of Underspire, and then you, like, go through all of them again for, like, extra 10% points, but all of them are as hard as your final fight or something. Like, that could be a good way to tackle Bounty Hunter. Is after you finish the final fight, you can start doing each one in the order again for, like, 5 or 10% bonus to actually encourage you to do it rather than just camp one fight. Or you could do what you already do and just camp one fight. Like, you still do either or. Like, that'd be an easy way to fix Bounty Hunter without doing much. is make it so there's like a 5 or 10% point bonus if you start going through all of them again at max difficulty. Like the same difficulty as the final fight. But you then have to rematch all of the other 19. And you just keep going through all 20 over and over again while getting like a 5-10% bonus. Like, it's probably not going to be enough to make people go off the final fight, because it'd probably just be more simpler to camp an easier fight than to have to do a variety of them. But, you know, it'd give more purpose to Bounty Hunter, rather than just camping the same spot the whole time. You'll get more points, and you get 20 different fights instead of 1. Then I feel like out of every weekly mode we have, Thursday class events need the most amount of rework. Out of every standard daily, or every standard weekly that can occur, Arena and Thursday class event are by far the worst two. Arena is basically a joke. It's basically a meme at this point that's just a non-event weekend. Because it's just that bad. And Thursday class events have never been good. They're a good way to waste a lot of gems to power max classes if you want to. But beyond that, the loot and just everything else about Thursday class events is horrific. I could definitely use some tweaking. We're about to gain a level 2. We'll probably get it during this Palooza. Then we'll hand out the code after the thing. Because I'm not going to do it midway through Palooza. After this Palooza's done, we'll go hand out the code then. And then we should only need to run one last one to get through 300. Counting pity. Also, it does not feel like we've ran 2.5 Paloozas this stream. Gosh, time is flying by. I'm not sure why. I feel like Vault Weekend went by like nothing this week. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe I'm just a little bit less burnt out on Vault Weekends these days. Because I feel like the entirety of the Vault Weekend grind I did this weekend went by like it was nothing. Because I feel like it drags on some weekends sometimes. I had a lot of fun with it, to be honest, this weekend. It's one of the reasons I've been going for 300 a lot instead of trying to push for like 500 or 1,000. But the other reason is, there's just not as much of a benefit to because we just have so much loot. When it comes to me hoarding resources in the game, I like there to be a reason behind us hoarding resources. And one slight issue we've been actually having with Gems of War recently is we're so progressed in the game. And they're obviously still trying to make some mechanics like early game and, you know, like new player friendly. So that's actually catch-upable. That we have just such a surplus of many resources that I just never have motivation to go and grind those resources. And we're starting to reach a point loot-wise that Vault Keys are pretty much in that category. Where we just have just like a sheer amount of loot that even something like Vault Keys we barely even need anymore. Just from the sheer amount of all surplus. Hey, there's our level. Okay, we'll take a green. Come on. Just keep mystical on it. Every time I look over at chat, I think like right here is far enough. No, it is not. Yeah, that's something Gems of War still really needs as well. We need more resource sinks. There's so many resources that don't have a proper sink. Probably most notoriously in the entire game being trait stones. Trait stone's probably the most notorious thing in the game for needing a sink that doesn't have a sink. Even if they have to tie it to new currencies just so you can't sink it all at once, kind of like how curse runes were. But they need something like it. There's just so many resources just pile up doing nothing. Like, when was the last time you were happy to see, like, a random jewel drop in a fight? Or a random trait stone drop, like an arcane? Like, as you're progressing through the game, they're kind of cool. Especially arcanes. Because they're used for upgrading a lot of epics, legends, mythics. The ones that actually have unique traits. But there's just so many of them that just sit there doing nothing. And yes, they kind of have to be to that degree to some degree, because newer players, you know, need to not have, like, such a wall that they can never get beyond it. Which, in the current state of the game, yes, it's still very doable. But then there's just no good infinite sync afterwards, though, is the problem. You always need a good infinite sync. Also, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. Even though I'm going to hit the redeem code in between here, we're not going to update until after the next Palooza. Also, that's kind of funny. I was mentioning the 1 would be over top the 1. I've just looked at it now. That's 11. The 1 does fully go over the 1. So it looks like we've done 1 Palooza so far. Yep, whole Vault weekend. We did 1 Palooza. Didn't grind that much this time. 1 Palooza has been completed. This is our second one. Could you imagine 231 Vault keys from 1 Palooza? Though, to put into perspective, that's basically how much they buffed Vault event between Palooza not existing and when it did. Is if you got the numbers that we have right near now from 1 Palooza, that's basically the difference of pre-Palooza and post-Palooza amount of Vault keys. Is if 1 Palooza in the current state of the game gave as much resources as we currently have right now, showing up on screen, is the difference between what it was before we got that mechanic and after. That's how much of a buff it was. Obviously, they would never do that again on top of that. Could you imagine? 250 Vault keys for 1 Palooza or something equivalent of that? That'd be absurd. But that's basically what happened to the game. Where you would get like 10-ish, give or take a few Vault keys in a weekend. And then in the same time, you can now get 300. Or around 300, give or take a little. Alright, 2 minutes. Let me start queuing up the code so we can just go straight into our next Palooza. And this will be the final code we hand out for tonight. Also, I'm running low on codes. I'm barely going to have enough to make it to Easter. I need to start handing out 1 per day until Easter. Because if we don't get more on April 1st, I'm going to run out of codes. I have exactly enough, I believe, to hand out 1 per day for the rest of this week. And then 2 to 3 on Easter night. Including 1 special of the old Easter pets. But yeah, otherwise, I'm actually starting to run really low. I think we're down to like 8-ish. Can't quite tell. It's hard to count while paloozing. Alright, here's the code, everyone. We can never get it there. It's hard to multitask. I'll give it a second for it to actually click. Loading, loading, loading. Loading, loading. Loading. Hello? Side computer's being slow. Honestly, I need to get a new side computer at some point. I'm just not sure what I want as my new main computer. Also, I'm not sure what I'm going to do as my Photoshop alternative is the other problem. Because the main reason I even still keep the old computer, with how slow it is and everything, a lot of times, it's almost 11 years old now. It will be this summer. But the main reason I keep it around is I have Photoshop on it. And I don't want to have to pirate Photoshop. But it has one of the pay once version of Photoshop's on it, a legit copy. Not a pirated one. But that one actually has like a legit CS6 on it. It was like 1,000 something because it had several programs on it. But it was like almost $1,000. It was like $9.99 in tax. But there's no way I'm paying like a monthly, yearly fee to just use modern Photoshop. But other programs just aren't the same. I've tried many Photoshop alternatives, and they're just not the same as Photoshop. But I don't want to have to pay like whatever it is per month, per year, just to use it legitimately. Alright, should be enough wait time. Kill them out. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's go do one more. We're gonna have a little bit extra XP time afterwards. Not sure what we're gonna do with that. I might just let it tick down, to be honest. Like, we need XP, but I don't care that much about XP. Like, yes, number needs to go up, but honestly, if we waste a little bit of booster, I really don't mind. Alright, let's go run again. Alright, let's just run it back. This should be the last Palooza. Oh wait, do I need his pet? Oh, I do. Let me go grab this pet. Quick distraction. Let's grab this pet and then we'll run the final Palooza, which will be number 13. It says 11 right now. I'm not gonna bother updating it. Actually, you know what? We will go update it. I lie. We'll go update it. If we're already distracted by this, might as well go update it too. And then we should only need one more Palooza unless we get really unlucky on them. But yeah, my other side computer right now is actually the most amount of time I've ever had a computer for. My previous record, I think, was a decade. But the one I have now is on a decade and a half. It's my one childhood computer. Let's see. I would have had it around 4th, 5th grade. And then it lasted till after high school. So how many years is that? It died like 1 year after. So it'd basically be like it was a 13th grade. And we had it like as early as like 3rd grade. So yeah, it would have been like 9 years or so. Is how long my other computer lasted. Because it lasted from like 3rd, 4th grade until the year after high school. Which is basically 9-ish years, give or take 1 year. So that was my previous record for the longest I ever had a computer. And now it's the one that has the chat and everything on it that I use for Photoshop. And that one's been going for 10 and a half. It's still hanging in there somehow. Yeah, no problem for the code. Catch you later, Sonny. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Yeah, we'll be calling it 2 after one more Palooza. That should be enough. I do still want to grind a little bit with verse farming tonight, though, if I can. Squeeze it in. Still want to get a few more verses, because I think we're going to be down to single-digit number right now. Because we're going to run one more. Yeah, and that'll bring us to 9. I gotta, at bare minimum, go farm for one more tonight. Get to 10. Ideally 14, but I gotta bare minimum go do 10. But anyways, let's go and, yeah, run one last one. Oh yeah, before I do, let me go update our numbers, I guess. What are we at? 258. Oh, wow. Wow. We just got a really good one. At this rate, we'll get it without pity. Oh, definitely with pity. This is guaranteed at this point that we only need one more. Wow, that was super good all of a sudden. Though we did not get a single epic Volkey, but we got a ton of normal Volkeys. Yeah, counting pity, I think we're almost already at it. Wait, what? How much pity do we have? No, not quite. Because I have the -2. I'm at 36 pity. Which means right now we are at 294. Wow, we almost did it without even needing a 13th. But yeah, we do still need a 13th, so let's go do it. Let's go end it with one more. And then we'll end it there. We're only 6 Volkeys off from 300. Let's go get them. We are 100% guaranteed to get it during this. We'd physically have to try not to. It is impossible to even get that unlucky, I'm pretty sure. Hello? Play button? Clicked like 3 different times. Yeah, no problem for the code. Enjoy, everyone. I'll say hello, Fall. Welcome. Alright, this will be the last one we run this weekend, then. If I do anything else, I'll do a little bit of verse farming off stream. At least to get one if we can. Ideally a few. And that will be Vault Weekend completed. For pretty much our standard. Nothing too ambitious. I do want to have at least one Vault Weekend this year where we go a little crazy with it. I'm just not sure when. You're out for Power World? I'll get you later. Yeah, we still need to do Power World stream at some point. Do definitely let me know when they launch the update. Because probably the day after they do update, we'll stream it. Maybe even the day of, but it'll probably be the day after. Though this Wednesday, I'm probably going to be streaming Old School RuneScape. Either Wednesday or Thursday. Because they're doing a big update on Wednesday. Not as big as the one that just happened. But it'll be them changing up a bunch of stuff with the huge update that just happened. Like a lot of bug fixes, a lot of quality of life that was suggested. Fixing anything, improvements, you know, just other small things. Which almost feel like the patch coming out again. Because there'll be things that'll be a lot more beneficial to do. Oh, did Genki already send me a message with all the info on it? Yeah, I need to go check Discord. I haven't checked it today. Yeah, I'll go check it after the stream. Though, honestly, I'm kind of tired enough that I might just crash. I might stay up to record the video, or I might just sleep in. I'm not sure. I've been really tired the last few days. I still feel like I haven't fully recovered from the hour setback. Wasn't that like 2 weeks ago at this point? It wasn't last week, was it? No, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I still have not fully recovered from that hour shift. My sleep schedule has been very in disarray the last 2 weeks. Like, I have a non-existent sleep schedule. And hopefully we'll get fixed soon. Oh, Genki would know first. Well, I'm pretty sure I'll see it through a little Steam notification as well. Because a lot of games do a little Steam post when they do an update. I think they're allowed to, like, a couple times per month or something. You're allowed to, like, post, like, hey, we're making an update on this day. Or, you know, we already did, here's the thing. I'm not sure what the limit is. I know there's, like, a limit you can do per month. But it sends out a notification on your updated thing list. That's on Steam. And I actually see it every single time I go to relaunch Gems of War. So I tend to see that a lot. So I actually know whenever it hits on any of the games. And this is the main way I actually know when anything updates for other side games or anything. Because I generally don't pay much attention. I only know because of Steam's notification. Because it pushes a notification to that screen right where I go to play Gems of War. Whenever we launch it every single day. Multiple times a day, every time to take tribute. So whenever I take tribute, I'll just say, hey, this game got updated. You need a decent team for opening Vault Keys. Rowain Quick Kill. Have your hero be any first slot that doesn't block Rowain. Ideally one that does damage or mana accumulation. You can use any hero class in the game to go level it up. The Archer is best. Then use Rowain. You get this for free from Forest of Thorns. Then get Mirage Queen. This will be the hardest component to get probably. You get it from Underworld at Sunken Fleet. It's all the way in bottom right. You throw Chaos Shards there and you'll eventually get it. Doesn't need to be fully traded for the 50% mana start. And then Leprechaun, which could also be a little bit hard depending on what point you are in the game. Because there's no way to target it, but it is ultra rare, so you might have it laying around. And get that fully traded so you have Empower, so you can immediately cast it. And then you have Quick Kill Rowain. That can win pretty much any lower range kill, or any lower range battle in the entire game, including gnomes. It's a bit slower than what we're running now, but it's really accessible. Everything we mentioned, if you try for it, can be gotten in about a week. Though there's only like 6 hours left in this, but you probably already have a lot of it laying around. You don't need all of that. Even just Leprechaun into Rowain's fine. That seems really accessible. Every component on it is pretty easy to get. That's what you're using for verses? Yeah, honestly, that's perfectly fine. Just use that. It's a very standard early game, just all-around team. And there's not much of an improvement until you can start getting some of the better mythics for a quick kill. Because a lot of legends don't really help too much for it. It's mostly the mythics that do. What's with all the Dragonite Gnomes all of a sudden? There's one issue with this team compared to Rowan Quick Kill or something similar. We get slowed down by this. There's not much we can do about it. It doesn't come up that often, but it comes up enough to slow down this team. Whereas other similar builds can kill it like it's nothing. But even with those slowdowns, this is still quicker. Do you still get loot if you run away? No. Running away from a fight does not give you any loot. You always have to win out a fight. What's with all these Dragonite Gnomes? This is like the fourth one this set. Like the last minute or two. But no, you have to win a fight to ever get loot from it. Yeah, technically Discord has a lot of notifications too. I generally don't check Discord notifications though. I honestly don't really use Discord that much. Despite its popularity, I've never been a fan of using Discord personally. Like to swap out Clockwork Sphinx for the Queen for non-quick kill, doing vaults. That could definitely end up helping. Yeah, Mirage Queen's mostly just for those super quick kills. Otherwise, on the team, it doesn't really do that much. So you could easily replace it with something else. Either another damage source, another mana accumulators, anything else you want to run. Even something to farm a little bit extra gold or souls. Because Leprechaun does give you gold, so sometimes people put like Cedric on the team. So you get a little bit more gold. You would actually get like double your gold per fight. Not as the end battle, but the amount that you get from Leprechaun would get doubled. Which isn't a lot, but adds up over time. If your team doesn't really need anything else there. Is even just Leprechaun into a 20% mana start Rowan is still normally enough to get it to full. Like, having a start at 5 mana is a bit better than at 2 mana. But, you know, you can still get it pretty easily. It's only a 3 mana difference. It's not too big a deal. Oh, sorry, she would be 6 mana if you had Mirage Queen. There's a 4 mana difference. But a lot of times you're getting so much mana from Leprechaun that 4 mana is nothing anyways. The main reason for actually using Mirage Queen is not necessarily even Leprechaun into Rowan being more consistent. It's actually ran because of 4 times green or blue or 5 times green or blue are full mana. It's actually the biggest benefit for running Mirage Queen. Is 4 times green, 4 times blue, and 5 times green, 5 times blue all become full mana. Whereas without it, only the 5 times would be. But with it, the 4 times are also full mana. As you'll get 6 mana from them, which is exactly how much you need if you're starting at 6 mana. Because you can set her banner to have +2 green, +1 blue. Well, technically the banner is +2 blue, +1 green, but the second green comes from Leprechaun. That way, you don't even need any +1s off your hero, and you'll still have it on both colors. It's one of the reasons why you're allowed to run any hero class on it. It's one of the big benefits of a Rowan quick kill team, actually. You can level any hero class in the entire game without it hindering the team at all. Whereas a lot of teams can't fit that in. Like, we have to really compromise this team to try to fit a hero onto an Ironhawk quick kill. While Rowan can put it on like it's nothing. I should have taken yellow or green there, actually. Alright, final 5 minutes. I mean, it's not like it's going to be, do we get 300? We definitely will. We had to get 6 Volkeys. If we somehow did not get 6 Volkeys, there's something wrong. I haven't really been keeping tabs on it, but there's no way we got less than 6. That'd have to be absurdly bad Palooza to get less than 6 in 15 minutes. Even under 15 is pretty bad for this team. Let alone under 6 somehow. Alright, final stretch. We get at least one more epic Volkey before the end. Something shiny. I'll even take like a few normal Volkeys. By this point, we're easily over 300. It's not even a matter of if. It's definitely 100%. Even though I haven't seen 6 Volkeys yet, I did see a few. And obviously, we've been getting plenty. Oh, another epic Volkey. Hey, we did get one before the end. Nice. Misclick. I almost just misclicked right into an extra turn, too. If that gem went the other way, that would have been a misclick 5 times blue. Whoops. Luckily I misclicked into nothing, so I didn't waste any time. Come on, 2 more fights. Quicker. Go, 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 go. We can definitely squeeze in 1 more, unless there's something amazing here. I'm going to try it. We got to go through a few extra menus, but I think it's worth it. Come on, 1 last battle. Go, go, go. I think we made it. Nice. Okay, what do we get? Was it worth the few extra clicks? Oh, yes it was. Double glory gnome. I'll take it. And a soul gnome. And a non-existent gnome. Alright, what do we get? Oh, 1,500 glory. Yes, that was worth it. 1,000 souls. Some nothings. There we go. Got tributes ready. Alright, how many pity is that? That should be 37, because it should have 2 XP boosters in there. So that's 37 pity. So what's our total? Where's my Volky number? We're at 271 plus 37. That would be it. Plus 37. Epics are currently... I feel like we got quite a few epics that time. We started at, what, 94? So we are currently at, 27. Not bad. So we got 3 from that one. And that's our final tally. 27 and 13 Paloozas. Did take an extra Palooza. Sometimes you can get away with 12. We did need 13 this time, though we kind of already knew based on our numbers earlier that we're likely going to need 13. Yeah, there we go. That is 300 Volkies, specifically 308. 27 Epics. And did that with 13 Paloozas. And we still have 7 minutes of 30-second XP booster, but honestly, I don't feel like using it right now. Might just let it tick down for once. Like, we could, but honestly, XP boosters, while they're nice, they're, like, not that important. Like, obviously, this was a Palooza. We'd want to go utilize it, but let's let it tick down. Because I need a little break before I do a little bit of verse farming later. I don't want to do it immediately right now. If I do it, I'll do it in, like, another hour or 2. But anyways, guys, I think that will end it now for Vault Weekend. At least for the streamed portion. Might still go for a little bit of verse farming tonight. Feel up to it later. Obviously, we're not going for PvP. We're already in rank 2, and it's just too much to go for rank 3, so I'm happy with where we are. Still get 100 marks unless it glitches out, which is a whole deed book, so I'm fine with that. Hopefully, leaderboards will stay like this, because honestly, that was so free to get leaderboard this week. And I hope it's like this every single week, now that people don't want to do PvP anymore. I will be going over that a little bit in the weekly video. Tomorrow, we'll be going over the campaign, the new power gem, go over a PvP rework a little bit, though I'm pretty sure most of you guys know it by now, but we'll be kind of just making a small touch-up on that. And aside from that, yeah, just going over all the normal weekly stuff. We'll hopefully have that up pretty early, and we'll go from there. And of course, tomorrow night, same time as always, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be messing around with probably raids, or not a raids journey event. The main thing we'll be testing tomorrow night is to see how does new journey feel. They made it so it only scales by 6 levels instead of 8. So journey, in theory, should be easier now. How much easier is within question, but we'll find out tomorrow night. Because I won't know as of the video. I'll mention on the video, obviously, but we won't really know until we test it tomorrow night and actually get to the deeper end of Journey. Or at least use all of our sigils and see how it feels by then. So we won't really know until the midway through tomorrow night's stream. So we'll figure that out tomorrow night. And see if Journey tweak is actually worth it, or if they still need to tweak it even more. And also, if you're in the Boycott Journey category, keep in mind, this is probably a purple deed book Journey event, which is exceedingly important, especially with the 30-star character off that's coming in tomorrow. So do advise getting at least that if you're boycotting. Partial boycott. Because you're definitely going to want those purple deed books. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated. Feel free to leave a like on the stream and or video if you're watching after the fact. Helps out a lot as well. And we'll have the weekly video post up soon as we can. Catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.